Are you annoyed by manually crafting mystical agriculture seeds over and over again? Or you're not able to auto-craft essences with refined storage? Then you're at the right place, as I will show you today a clean and easy way to automate your seeds with modular routers and help you set up your RefinedStorage Essence Crafter. If you're interested in similar automation and build guides, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Random431, as this design is majorly based on his build. I mostly made adjustments to make it even easier to set up. And with that, let's jump right into the build. This is first of the size you're going to need at minimum for your altar, and you can find all the items you're going to need inside of this barrel. So first off, we have modular routers. You have all the modules, the speed upgrade attack filter, then all the things for the altar, then some refined storage with network receiver, transmitter, card, interface, crafter, and some vanilla blocks. So we're going to just place down our altar right in the center, and then place down our pedestals, total 8 of them. This is it, so we're already good with that. And next up, we're going to get our items for the router and the general setup. So actually modular router, then all the refined storage connection, and then also our vanilla items. Because actually I realized I like to have a redstone block below this. You just need to power it, so you can also use a redstone torch. And then we're going to build up 2 blocks above this. And here we're going to place our modular router. Then we need our netherite crafter. Here also, you can have a normal crafter as well, but this one will give you the most amount of recipes. And this one is from extra storage. On top of this, we need some kind of inventory. So this is where all the items will be sent, which are needed for the crafting itself. And here you place then your interface. The position is not that important. It's only important that the receiver is right next to the netherite crafter and also next to the interface. And then we're going to make sure that this one is connected to our refined storage system. So this one you should have already set up. And then use our network card, sneak, right click on the receiver, can add it here. It should light up both of them. Okay, and now we just get our remaining items from our barrel, which are mostly modular router items. So first off, we have to set up our barrel. So we want all the items which will get moved into the barrel to be moved into modular router. So we just sneak right click with our polar module. In this case, actually, it would be better to split them up, but you can also do it afterwards. And we just place it inside. There's no filter needed. We want every single item to be moved inside of this. Let's do the distributor module. So here you just aim for all of the pedestals, and there should be exactly 8, which is perfect for us. And then we place this one inside. If you now press with the middle mouse button, you have the filtering. Here it's important, first off, that you don't use round robin. For whatever reason this one is bugged, you can play around with either random or nearest first. And the other thing we have to do inside of this one is to add a filter. So we're going to type in seed base, which only shows 2 items, which are the prosperity seed base and the solium seed base. And we can just drag them from the ME or JEI inside of the thing. And this makes sure that no seeds are getting placed on the pedestal. And now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to use a sender module. We aim it at the infusion altar. And then we're going to set this one to whitelist and do exactly the same thing with the seed base. So now we make sure that the seeds get sent here and everything else gets sent around it. And next we're going to set up our filter because we need that for the next modules. And for this one, you have to have crafted 1 seed. So let's just grab one of those air seeds. And then you can place it inside of here, and then it knows the tag we are looking for. So this one is now set up, the filter has it saved, and we can now add this to as many modules as we want. In this case, we're going to start with the polar module. So again, we aim for the infusion altar. Yeah, we have to reset it because it was set to the barrel. Now it's infusion altar, and then we can put it inside of our modular router. We middle mouse click, we set mystical agriculture seeds, and in this case we set it to whitelist. That means it only allows the modular router to poll if this has become a seed already. The next one on the list is the detector module. This one also needs the tag filter, and this one will be set to whitelist. And we're going to set this one to up. What this one is going to do is it will send a redstone signal if it detects a seed inside of the buffer. So it will pull the seed in, it will then give a redstone signal to the crafter. And in the crafter, we have to set the crafting mode to redstone pulse inserts next set. So what this tells, the modulator tells the crafter, hey, I'm ready for the next item to be crafted. So this is very important if you want to craft more than 1 seed, be that either at the same time or multiple times. And then you have the sender module. This one you just aim for the interface and you set it inside of the modular router. And here it's important again to set it to seeds and whitelist. We have to fix the detector module because this one has to be a whitelist. So all the modules are done. Now you just add in your speed upgrades. And now let's have a look how this is going to look like with the recipes. So inside we'll use our air seeds since we already have them. And we set our recipe, fill recipe. And inside of the pattern grid, we'll then get this. We just save it on one of our patterns. And then we can either use a crafting manager. So we could just slap it in here. Or you fly up to your netherite crafter, put in the recipe, and you're ready to go. We can just go inside of our crafting grid, send a new request, 3 of them. The first one always works, and the second one starts. And this way you can also mix different recipes, and you should always be good. The only limitation is actually the size of the crafter, so you can only put as many recipes are inside of this. Okay, while this is running, I want to give you a quick recap like how everything works so that you understand the mechanics behind it. So in general, what happens, first off, when you make the crafting request, the receivers, the network is connected, and the crafter is placing the items from the recipe inside of the barrel. Then we can maybe quickly wait for a second when the items get moved in. Yeah, they're moved out super quickly from the modular router. This one then, based on our modules we have placed, pulls the items in, sends the seed in the center and the rest around it. And when it's done, it checks for a seed in the center, pulls it up, sends the redstone signal to the netherite crafter to tell, hey, I'm ready for the next recipe. And it sends the finished seed to the interface, which finalizes the craft. Okay, let's get to the essence crafting. First off, to all my Applied Energistics players, you're lucky. You don't have to do this. However, if you have friends who played with RefinedStorage, you might want to let them know about this video or help them out after you watch the video. Let's have a look at what items we're going to need for our craft. So inside of the chest, we can find a crafter, which we will place the crafting table or the netherite crafter in this case. We have some kind of power source, so I'm using an energy cell, some refined storage items to connect with our crafter and also to pull out the items. And then we need 1 master infusion crystal and then 1 of each essences to set up the recipe. So we're just going to grab all of those. And for the placement, we just place down a energy cell down here, a crafter, a netherite crafter pointing towards the crafter itself. And then on the back side, we place an importer and some cables to connect the system. Now let's set up our crafter. So inside of the crafter, this is what it looks like. We can add recipes on the top left. So we double click here and now we can add in our items, which is going to be our essences and also our master infusion crystal. What is important is that you place the crystal inside of the slot. You press on the remember button, so the R for remember. And then you have to make sure that this setup is set to extract C. Because what this is going to do, it's going to extract this item, but it's going to keep the crystal inside of this slot. Because otherwise, if the crystal gets moved over here, then it's gone. You can't craft with the crystal anymore. So make sure, extract C for all of the recipes. And then we just apply this and you can also see like the slot is saved. And now you just repeat this. Great. With that, all of our recipes are set up. And then we set this one to speed mode fast, just makes it craft faster. And now the last thing we have to set up is actually the recipes inside of this craft. And we just do this in our pattern grid. Inside of here, we just have to set up very simply actually the essences with each other. So without any crystals, you just place both essences and make sure that the amounts are fitting. So you always need 4 of the smaller essence to make it to a bigger essence. This can look like this. The placement is unimportant. And then you have your first recipe. And then you just repeat that for the next recipe. And then for the last one, if you don't have the Supremium, you can just, in this case, drag and drop it from the side. So you can place Imperium, pull this in. It will be highlighted in green and turn it into 1 Supremium. And then all of our recipes are set up. And we just place them inside of our crafter. And now, when we request some Prudentium, for instance, let's get 10 of that, and Aftercraft with 81. And we even can do that with the big ones. So let's say we want to make 2 Supremium, but we don't have enough Imperium, it will use Tertium instead, so we'll craft upwards. So now it will craft and we have 2 Supremium. If you're interested in even more automation, make sure to check my logistic mod ranking on the bottom left corner. Also, thank you to all my patrons for supporting the channel. You're awesome. And with that, I wish you all an amazing day.